My child, you are praying with a specific picture in your mind. You see the problem, the mountain in front of you, the closed door, the empty space, and you are asking me for the solution that fits perfectly into that picture. You are praying for the door to open, for the mountain to move, for the emptiness to be filled. And it feels like I am silent. It feels like your prayers are echoing in a cavern, returning to you unchanged. You are waiting for a response that matches the shape of your request. But what if I told you that the silence is not empty? It is full of the sound of construction. I am not ignoring your blueprint. I am in my workshop, building an answer that doesn't fit your frame. I am engineering a solution that will not just solve your problem, but will redefine it. And in doing so, will redefine you. You are focused on the obstacle. I am focused on the opportunity hidden within it. You see a wall. I see a hidden doorway within that wall that leads to a room you didn't know existed. You are asking for the wall to be demolished so you can continue down the old hallway. I am preparing to show you the door and lead you into a new wing of the palace I am building for you. The answer you expect is linear. The answer I am preparing is dimensional. It doesn't just address the symptom, it heals the root and plants a garden in the very soil of your former pain. Think of my people, Israel, trapped between Pharaoh's army and the Red Sea. They were praying for strength to fight, for a path to retreat, for the army to turn back. They were praying for solutions that fit within the landscape of their battlefield. But I was working in a different dimension. I wasn't just moving the army or moving the sea. I was creating a highway in the depths. I was using the very thing that seemed like their certain death, the impassable water, as the substance of their miraculous deliverance. My answer didn't remove the problem. It transfigured it. The sea didn't disappear. It became the road. My answer was not in their frame of reference. It was beyond it. That is where I am working for you right now. In the silence, I am drawing a path through your Red Sea. I am preparing a provision that will come from a direction you have stopped looking toward. I am aligning a helper you have not yet met. I am cultivating a skill in you that you don't yet know you possess. The answer is not delayed. It is being custom fabricated in the hidden places, and when it arrives, it will have my fingerprints all over it. It will be undeniably, miraculously, from me. So today I ask you to release the picture. Unclench your mental grip on how and when and through whom you think the answer must come. That grip is the only thing that can make my unexpected answer feel like a disappointment instead of a delight. Your expectations can become a cage that keeps you from flying into the wide open space of my creativity. The workshop of heaven is buzzing. The angels are on assignment. The blueprints are being finalized. And the answer taking shape is so perfectly tailored to your deepest need, the need you haven't even voiced, that when you see it, you will weep with gratitude for every moment of what felt like silence. Trust the silence. It is the sound of something magnificent being built just for you. Because I am building an answer outside your frame, the path to get there will feel like a detour. You have mapped the route in your mind, a straight line from problem to solution. You see point A, your need, and point B, your expected answer. But the road I have you on is curving, doubling back, even seeming to head in the opposite direction. You're looking at the map of your life and thinking, this is wrong. I'm going the wrong way. I'm getting further from the solution. This feeling of misdirection is not a sign of error. It is the signature of divine wisdom. My ways are not linear. They are strategic. This detour is not a mistake. It is a critical leg of the journey, designed to bring you to the precise coordinates where my unexpected answer is waiting to be revealed. You are praying for provision, but I am leading you through a season of simplicity that feels like scarcity. Why? Because I am teaching your heart that true provision is found in my presence, not in your portfolio. When the unexpected answer of abundance arrives, you will enjoy it as a gift, not worship it as a god. You are praying for a relationship to be restored, but I am allowing a season of quiet that feels like loneliness. Why? Because I am healing the parts of you that look to that person to fill a space only I can fill. When the unexpected answer of deeper connection comes, whether with that person or another, you will bring a whole heart to it, not a needy one. This is the painful, beautiful work of the detour. I am not just changing your circumstances. I am changing the you who will inhabit those circumstances. The you that started this journey at point A is not ready for the answer waiting at the destination. The detour is where I refine your desires, purify your motives, and expand your capacity. A straight line would deliver the old you to a new blessing, and the old you would ruin it. The winding path is crafting a new you, worthy of a new thing. Remember the Israelites after the Red Sea? They were headed to the Promised Land. A straight shot through the Philistine country would have taken weeks. But I led them the long way, through the desert. Scripture says, God did not lead them on the road through the Philistine country, though that was shorter. For God said, if they face war, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. I knew the straight line contained a threat their faith wasn't ready to face. The detour through the wilderness, as hard as it was the route that protected their destiny. Your detour is not a punishment, it is a protection. It is keeping you from a shortcut that would cost you your calling. So how do you walk this winding road without losing heart? You shift your focus from the destination to the guide. You stop obsessing over the map and fix your eyes on me. Every step with me, even a step that feels sideways or backward, is a step forward in your spiritual formation. The destination is secure. My promise is certain. But the path is mine to choose. Your job is not to navigate, but to follow. To trust that the one who sees the end from the beginning also sees every pitfall, every enemy ambush, and every necessary lesson along the way. When frustration rises and you cry out, God, this isn't the way, hear my gentle reply, I am the way. The journey itself is part of the answer. The strength you gain on the detour, the intimacy you develop with me in the unfamiliar terrain, the layers of self-reliance that get stripped away. These are not byproducts of the journey. They are components of the answer. The unexpected answer I am preparing is not just an external event. It is the internal transformation that occurs as you follow me off the map you drafted. The road is bending. Trust the bend. The scenery is unfamiliar. Look for my presence in it. You are not lost. You are being led. And the answer at the end of this path will be so perfectly suited to the person you become on the way that you will thank me for every single mile of the detour. The workshop is busy, and the journey to its delivery door is holy. On this winding path, a deeper, more unsettling work begins. To receive the answer you don't expect, the answer you do expect must first be dismantled. You have built, in the workshop of your own mind, a detailed blueprint for your deliverance. You have the materials chosen, the contractors picked, the timeline drawn. You have presented this blueprint to me in prayer, waiting for my stamp of approval and for construction to begin. But I have not taken up your tools. Instead, I am quietly, tenderly, taking apart the blueprint itself. This feels like loss. It feels like hope being deconstructed. It is not. It is the necessary clearing for a miracle. Your blueprint is limited by your experience, your imagination, your understanding of what is possible. It is built with the lumber of human logic and the nails of past outcomes. My design is engineered with grace, framed with eternity, and fastened with divine power. Your blueprint might solve a problem. My design will launch a destiny. So I am not rejecting your prayer. I am fulfilling it at a level so profound that it requires the old plan to come down so the new foundation can be laid. This dismantling happens in subtle ways. The opportunity you were sure was from God suddenly falls through. The person you thought was key to your solution drifts away. Your own strength for the plan you had runs out, leaving you feeling incapable and confused. Do not misinterpret these events as closed doors from me. They are divine deconstructions. I am removing the pieces of your own plans so you have empty hands and an open heart to receive mine. I am teaching you the difference between your good idea and my God idea. Your good idea brings a temporary fix. My God idea brings everlasting fruit. Look at Peter, the fisherman. His blueprint for the Messiah involved a conquering king who would overthrow Rome. When Jesus spoke of suffering and death, Peter rebuked him. That was his blueprint talking. Then came the crucifixion, the ultimate dismantling. Every expectation Peter had about power, victory, and kingdom was shattered on that cross. He was left in devastated silence. But in that void, in the rubble of his broken blueprint, the resurrection planted a seed of understanding so vast it would fuel the birth of the church. The answer, the risen Christ and the coming of the Spirit, was so far beyond his blueprint that it transformed him from a fisherman into a foundational pillar of my eternal kingdom. That is the scale of what I am doing in you. I am not tweaking your plan. I am inviting you into my narrative. The dismantling is the severing of your story from the center of the plot, so you can discover the glorious, liberating truth that you are a cherished character in mine. Your expected answer keeps you as the author. My unexpected answer makes me the author, and you the beloved participant in an epic only I could write. So when a piece of your plan crumbles, do not grieve it as a failure. Identify it as a surrender point. Place it in my hands and say, I thought this was the way. Your will be done. This surrender is the most powerful prayer you can pray. It is the moment you trade your limited, controllable outcome for my unlimited, unimaginable providence. The silence around your dismantled blueprint is not emptiness. It is the quiet of an artist who has cleared the old canvas and is now mixing colors you've never seen before. The answer I am preparing will not look like the answer you designed. It will look like me. It will carry the unmistakable mark of my creativity, my wisdom, and my extravagant love for you. Hold on through the deconstruction. The blueprint coming down is the surest sign that the builder is at work. Your blueprint is dismantled. The path is unfamiliar. In this space of surrender, you now face the most challenging phase, the incubation. This is the season where nothing seems to happen. No new doors open. No clear signs appear. The pieces of your life lie around you, and you see no design, no progress. It feels like stillness, like waiting on hold. But in the unseen realm, in the spiritual womb of my promise, a furious, holy activity is taking place. The unexpected answer is not being assembled. It is being grown. It is in a state of divine gestation, developing organs and structure, gaining strength in the hidden place before it can live and breathe in the visible world. You are in the process of a butterfly. The caterpillar's world has ended. It has encased itself in a chrysalis that, from the outside, looks like a tomb. To the casual observer, it is a period of death and inactivity. But inside, at a cellular level, a process called histolysis is occurring. The old caterpillar body is breaking down into a liquid soup of imaginal cells. Then, from that liquid, an entirely new creature, the butterfly, forms. This is not a repair job. It is a total metamorphosis. The waiting is not passive. It is a cataclysmic, creative dissolution and recombination. Your spirit is in a spiritual histolysis. The old ways of thinking, the old structures of how God works, are breaking down so that something entirely new, an answer you could not have imagined from your former state, can be formed. This is why you must not rush the process. To cut open a chrysalis too early is to kill the developing butterfly. To demand a premature answer is to abort the miracle. The incubation has a divine timetable, calibrated to your unique transformation. I am not just changing your circumstances. I am changing your spiritual biology. I am growing in you new capacities for faith, new receptors for joy, new resilience for the weight of the blessing that is coming. The answer will require a new you to steward it. The waiting is where that new you is forged. Remember Hannah? She prayed year after year for a child, her expected answer. The silence stretched on. Her rival provoked her. In her deep anguish, she prayed so fervently that Eli thought she was drunk. She was in the chrysalis of longing. But in that hidden, anguished place, her prayer was being metabolized into something more than a personal request. It was becoming a vow that would yield not just a son, but a prophet who would anoint kings. The answer, Samuel, was not just a baby. He was a national deliverer, a pivot point in Israel's history. The length of the wait was directly related to the magnitude of the purpose being incubated within her. Your wait is not a cue. It is a cultivation. In this quiet, I am doing deep work. I am disentangling your identity from the outcome. I am healing ancient wounds that would poison the new thing. I am aligning you with people you haven't met and resources you don't yet know exist. The connections are being wired in the unseen. The provision is being gathered from unexpected quarters. The stage is being set. So, how do you wait well? You tend to the environment of your heart. You protect the chrysalis. You reject the lie that nothing is happening. You speak life over the hidden process. God is at work in the waiting. Something is being formed. You worship not because you see the answer, but because you trust the artisan. You find contentment in my presence, not in the product. This creates the perfect peaceful atmosphere for the miracle to mature. The incubation will end. The chrysalis will split. And what emerges will be so stunningly different from what went in that you will know, beyond any doubt, that only a God who raises the dead could have engineered such a glorious, unexpected newness. The stillness is full of holy growth. Trust the process you cannot see. The incubation is complete. The metamorphosis has done its hidden work. Now, a tremor runs through the shell of your old reality. A crack appears. The first, faint light of an answer begins to seep into the darkness where you have waited. But as it does, you feel a strange resistance. Not from the world, but from within yourself. This light is unfamiliar. This answer, in its first emerging contours, does not look like what you prayed for. It feels alien, even unsettling. This is the moment of holy disorientation, where the mind that was shaped by the old blueprint struggles to comprehend the new creation. Do not fear this feeling. It is the surest sign that the answer is genuinely from me, and not from the recycling of your own imagination. You prayed for a door to open, and I am giving you a window into a sky you never knew existed. You prayed for a burden to be lifted, and I am giving you a new kind of strength that makes the burden feel light. You prayed for an ending, and I am giving you a beginning so radically different, it makes the old problem seem like a distant memory. My answers are not adjustments, they are transfigurations. They change the nature of the question itself. The first glimpse of this can feel confusing, because your soul is trying to process a heavenly reality with earthly senses. It's like trying to describe a color you've never seen before. Think of Saul on the road to Damascus. He was praying for success in persecuting the church, for clarity in his zealous cause. The answer that came was a blinding light, a voice from heaven, and a total recalibration of his entire life. In that moment, his prayer was not answered. It was obliterated and replaced with a destiny 1,000 times greater. He was not given a better strategy to arrest Christians. He was given a new name, a new identity, and a new mission to build the very thing he was trying to destroy. The first glimpse of that answer, the blinding light, was terrifying and disorienting. But it was the start of Paul the Apostle. This is why I have been preparing you. the dismantling, the detour, the incubation. All of it was to loosen your grip on the way things should be, so you would not reject the glorious shock of the way things will be. My spirit within you is quickening now, stirring with a strange excitement, even as your mind protests. That is your reborn spirit recognizing its native language, the language of miracles, of surprise, of divine creativity. So what do you do with this first glimpse? You surrender your need to understand, and you choose to marvel. You quiet the internal critic that says, "This can't be right." You approach this new shape with the wonder of a child, not the skepticism of a scholar. You say, "God, this is unfamiliar. I don't know what it is, but I trust you. Show me more." This posture of awe is the key that unlocks the full revelation. The answer is not emerging to confuse you, but to enlarge you. It is inviting your faith to step out of the boat of your expectations and walk on the water of my limitless possibilities. The first glimpse is the invitation. Will you step toward it, even though its form is strange? Will you let me redefine what answered prayer looks like? The crack in the shell is widening. The light is growing. The old world of the chrysalis is breaking apart. What is about to emerge will defy every category you have. It will be the answer you always needed, wearing the form you never expected. Get ready. The unfamiliar is about to become your home. The shell has fallen away. The unfamiliar shape has fully emerged into the light. And now, you see it. Not just a glimpse, but the answer in its full, breathtaking context. It is not a patch for an old garment. It is a new garment entirely. It is not a key to the door you were pushing against. It is an invitation into a garden whose gate you never saw because you were facing the wrong wall. The answer you don't expect is now before you, and in its presence, a profound realization dawns. The prayer you prayed was for a symptom. The answer I have given is for the root. The need you felt was for a change in circumstance. The provision I have crafted is for the transformation of your soul. This is the moment where the winding path makes perfect sense. The detour was not to delay you, but to delight you with vistas you would have otherwise missed. The dismantling was not to leave you empty, but to make space for a fullness your old containers could not hold. The incubation was not inactivity, but the quiet forging of a version of you capable of dancing in this new freedom. Every tear, every question, every silent surrender was a thread woven into the tapestry of this very moment. You understand now, I was not preparing an answer for you. I was preparing you as the answer, a living, breathing testament to a love that writes better stories than we dare to imagine. The fullness of this unexpected answer will now flow in two directions, inward as deep soul satisfaction and outward as purposeful mission. The inward satisfaction is a settled peace, a knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be, holding exactly what you are meant to hold. The striving ceases. The hunger for validation quietens. You are filled. The outward mission is the natural overflow. This answer is not a trophy to put on a shelf. It is a tool for harvest, a story to share, a key to unlock chains for others still staring at the wall you once faced. Your testimony is no longer, "God gave me what I wanted." It is, "God gave me what I didn't know I needed, and it changed everything." Look at Mary at the tomb on resurrection morning. She came expecting to anoint a dead body, the final heartbreaking answer to a tragedy. She was weeping over the expected outcome, death. But then, through her tears, she saw the unexpected answer, a living gardener who spoke her name. Her grief was transfigured into explosive joy. Her mission changed from anointing the dead to proclaiming the living. The answer, the resurrected Christ, was so unexpected it redefined reality itself, and she was the first commissioned messenger of that new reality. So it is with you. You have come to anoint your dead dream, to manage your expected outcome. And I have met you there with life where you saw only death. I have planted a garden in the cemetery of your expectations. And now, I am sending you out, not with a story of a prayer neatly answered, but with the proclamation of a God who resurrects. Walk forward in this new reality. Wear the new garment lightly. Wield the new tool with courage. Speak the new story with confidence. The unexpected answer is now your home address. Live from here. Love from here. Give from here. You prayed for an answer. I gave you a revelation. You are now living in the answer you didn't expect, and it is more glorious than any answer you could have designed. The story continues. But the chapter of waiting for what you thought you needed is closed. The chapter of living from what I have always planned is now open. Welcome home. Amen.